Alright, so how strong is Natsu? And or why is he so underrated? So first off, Natsu is way faster than light. Because if you can remember, Sting in the Grand Games arc, he dodged Sting's roar, which was a laser, and a laser is literally just a bunch of light. It's a bunch of concentrated light. So if he can dodge that in the Grand Magic Games arc, then he can move even faster than that because he gets way stronger after his year of training. Not even including his E.N.D form, which would make him even faster. Okay, second off, he defies time manipulation when Demaria stopped time. She was gonna gouge Lucy's eyes out, and this man defied the time manipulation and just beat the hell out of her. When Lucy woke up, or when she looked around, he wasn't even there. She was just on the ground, beat up. He literally one-shot the war god. Like, that's how powerful he is. His name was like Ikus Hatsunagi. Don't know how to pronounce that, but he one-shot him. He one-shot a war god. So there's that. Another thing is he beat Zareth, who was literally about to destroy their timeline or destroy the universe and replace it when he absorbed Mavis's fairy heart. He became godlike with absolute power and actually killed Natsu, but Lucy revived him. Natsu came back, and he literally punched the god out of him. He just beats gods. Of course, this is with the help of all the other dragon slayers, but he did one-shot Acnologia. so there's that, who is the most feared creature in the entire planet, who could destroy a nation with ease. And this is probably the most important part. Like, this is not including any of his magic. Okay, this is just his being, how strong it is. So you remember back in the Tower of Heaven arc, Jalal was evil. He used a spell called the Grand Chariot, which, according to him, the spell has the force of a giant meteor, and a single meteor could wipe out all the dinosaurs. Right? It could easily destroy a mountain. It's insane damage. And it couldn't even break a single wall at the Tower of Heaven because of the composition with the ether nano, and the ether nano was very strong. So seems legit. Ether nano is very strong. Natsu didn't even use any magic, and he just casually broke through 16 ether nano walls. And after that, he didn't even slow down and was able to rise up several hundred feet in an instant by casually pushing his feet against the air, which is crazy. Right? Like, so that's... And the third and final feat in this fight is when Natsu uses his final attack on Jalal, which for the first time Natsu obtained his Dragon Force when he used the magic, and his attack was aimed upward and all the force went that direction. The rebounding force was enough to shatter entire sections of the tower from top to bottom. And remember that the tower was easily able to tank a meteor, the force of a meteor. But we have to scale that back a little bit because Natsu was in Dragon Force and it multiplies his stats by about 2. So all those feats divided by 2, which means he casually had the force of 8 meteors in that arc. He was nowhere near as strong as Gildarts or Loxus in that arc. Nowhere near. And he was nowhere near his strength by the end of the manga. He is insanely strong, so much so that it's so underrated because he's just a fire dragon, right? He can just breathe fire. No, he literally has the force in his body of about 8 meteors, which could blow up the planet. If you had 8 meteors land on each other right after another on Earth as it is today, it would literally crack the planet in half, if not explode it. and that's before he trained. So there's no doubt that he can at least destroy planets easily with just like a fist or his body or a magic attack. Like those it's just crazy. And another example of his insane strength is when so after the it went on to the Avatar arc, right? In the Avatar arc, he met Blue Note again. And remember Blue Note? Remember that guy that was giving Guildarts a pretty tough time? Literally had the gravitational black hole. In the beginning of the Avatar arc, he just casually one-shot a Blue Note Stinger. Blue Note was using all of his full strength in this fight, which is literally summoning a black hole. And the last we saw Blue Note, he was insanely strong. He was on Guildarts level in the Tenro Island arc. He could have trained for a year too after seeing how strong Fairy Tail was. He could have trained for a year just like Natsu could have, or could have not done anything. We don't really know what he did, but Natsu Blue Note was using his full strength against Wendy and Carla and them, and Sharia and Wendy and Carla. And Natsu is mad because Sharia is still happy, so he casually overpowered the black hole, moved freely, picked up Sharia, coated his fist in fire. His fist in fire, and that was enough heat to make about a mountain's worth of rock rise several hundred feet into the air against the black hole gravity. And then he just one-shots Blue Note. Blue Note Stinger. Just casual one-shots. He's kind of insane. Is he universal? I don't think so. But I say, I do think that he is insanely underrated, and he doesn't get the credit he deserves. So yeah, that's how strong Natsu is. And hope y'all enjoyed. Discuss in the comments what y'all think, what y'all don't think.